Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. In this video I'm going to be continuing my top 50 favourite films and I'm going to be going through 21 to 30. The only one that I do not have here physically because I do not own it yet is the first one, which is number 21. The reason I do not own it yet is because it is a collection of films and I don't know honestly whether to get them on Blu-ray or 4K, because the problem is if I start collecting, even if I just get one on say Blu-ray and then later down the road I decide I want to get 4K, I've got to get them all again and spend even more money on it. So I'm waiting until I earn a bit more money, until I actually start earning money, because I don't earn money at the moment. I just get pocket money every week. So I'm waiting until I actually earn money, start an apprenticeship or a job, to start getting more collections like this, because I might, depending on the transfer, get them in 4K. And and I will reveal what the film is now. So I knew I needed to pick a film within the MCU to be in my top 50. Now it was a very hard decision because there are rather a lot that I really enjoy, and it was between this one and The Winter Soldier, as to which I was going to choose. So I decided to choose Avengers Endgame, because that personally for me was the best, or one of the best cinema experiences I've ever had. And I just thought it was a very satisfying conclusion to the films that we had had before. I don't know how much, was it about, because we've had 23 now, I think, haven't we? So about something like that. So about 21 films before that. Yeah, I knew I had to pick one, and I just think everything about it is great. As I say, I don't own it physically, so I can't show it because I am waiting. I will probably get those on 4K because I'm sure most of them look really good, and the transfer's probably really good. Let me know in the comments what you think I should get, whether I should just stick with the Blu-ray or whether they're all worth upgrading to 4K, because they're not that expensive on 4K, at least the earlier ones. So not much difference in price. So, but anyway, yeah, number 21, the only one I don't own physically, Avengers Endgame. Now, at number 22 is a film I watched for the first time recently this year. I watched both of them. This one is one of the only sequels that I think is just slightly better than the original, and because all of these films on this list are probably 4.5/5-star films, whilst the original is still, for me, a 4.5 film, it didn't quite crack my top 50. It would definitely crack my top 100, but it didn't quite crack my top 50. But the film that I'm talking about that did crack my top 50 is T2 Trainspotting. As I say, it's only very slightly better than the first one. I think the character development in this one is excellent. I think it expands on the first one and just makes it slightly better, the story. The only thing that the one thing that I didn't like about this film is the lack of use of the characters from the original film. So obviously Kelly MacDonald is in this, but she's got one scene and it lasts about 2 minutes and that's it then, which I think was a bit of a waste of her character. Same with, I mean, I know that this other character I'm about to talk about, he doesn't have a massive part to play in the original, but I would have liked to seen on the screen just a little bit more, and that's James Cosmo as Renton's dad. Yeah, I would have really liked to have seen just a little bit more, because I did like his character in the original one, and you don't really find out what happened with his mother. But yeah, as I say, this is still a fantastic film. I really like what they did with Begbie's character as well. I thought that was really good. The soundtrack was great. They did a remix of Lust for Life at the end, which was really good. And overall, I just think this is just slightly better than the original, and is definitely number 22 on my list. Next up is my favourite romantic comedy of all time, although it's not really a romantic film per se. It is, but it isn't. And that is 500 Days of Summer. As the tagline says, it's a story about love, not a love story. It's like an anti-romantic comedy film, but it's still got a lot of romance in it, and I think the way that it's done is excellent. As the title says, it's about this man I forget his name. I have seen the film twice, but I forget his name particularly, and it doesn't say on the back because I've looked before. And his relationship with Summer, played by Zooey Deschanel, over 500 days, obviously. So obviously you know it doesn't last, but you know that from the title, so that's not spoiling things. Yeah, and I just think it's really well done. I think the soundtrack's fantastic for this, and it's just a really, really well done film. So yeah, number 23. Next up is another one of my favourite cinema experiences, and it's what made me fall in love with cinema all over again. Obviously, I've always loved film all my life, but specifically falling in love with cinema again. Something happened with this film that made it happen for me, and that's A Star Is Born. Obviously, this is like the third or fourth time this film's been remade. I've not seen any of the others, but this is probably, even if I do watch it, this is probably going to be the best. I think Lady Gaga is absolutely fantastic. I think she's a great actress. Bradley Cooper's fantastic in it as well. He gives one of the best performances he's ever given. Obviously, he also directs it really well as well. As I say, I really like Lady Gaga in it, and I'm looking forward to House of Gucci, which is Ridley Scott's, well, not his next film, because he's done his next film. He did that last year, which is also this year. I think Ridley Scott's actually got 2 films out this year. Obviously, he's got The Last Duel and The House of Gucci. I don't know whether one will be pushed or not, but I'm going off for a bit now. But anyway, Star Is Born, great story, great love story. Really good music in this. And yeah, I just really, really love this film. So yeah, number 24 on my list. Next one is the only DVD that I'm going to show out of this, because I just haven't got around to upgrading it yet. This is another one where I'm suffering from a dilemma. I don't know whether this is worth just upgrading to Blu-ray, or whether the 4K transfer is good, because I was reading, but I still not too sure, although it is quite cheap 4K. And then that's 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which was one of my favourite films from, well, technically it's 2018 here, but it did come out in 2017, so I did see it in the cinema in January 2018, so I would class it as a 2018 film, one of my favourites of that year. Not my favourite, Star Is Born would be my favourite, but this was still a fantastic film. These are some career-defining performances, especially from Sam Rockwell. This is definitely his best performance he has ever given. Obviously this one, Frances McDormand, another Oscar. Woody Harrelson's really good in this, and I just think this is just a fantastic film. Really powerful. Obviously this is about a woman that puts up 3 billboards after her daughter is raped and murdered, because the police, she feels that the police haven't done anything about it, aren't pursuing anything about it, and that it's wrong and that they should. So she's put up these billboards to say that the police aren't doing anything about it, and just trying to get a message through to everyone. And it's just a really well done film, and I just really, really love it. Next up at number, I'm going to need to look now, 26, is one of my favourite films from 2019, maybe my 3rd or 4th favourite film from that year, and that is Rian Johnson's Knives Out. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic film. Obviously, I think this is probably Christopher Plummer's last film, and he does give a really good performance in it. I think he did do another film after this, a war film, but that only got a DVD release here, and I've seen some of it, but I've not seen it all the way through, but I will probably go back and watch that at some point. But this, fantastic film, great ensemble cast, great twists that nobody would have seen coming, and yeah, it's just beautiful to look at. The story's great. I just think everything about this is fantastic, and it definitely deserved the best screenplay. I don't believe it won it. I'm not sure, I might be wrong. I know Jojo Rabbit won one of the screenplays, but I don't know which one. This may have won one. It doesn't say, so maybe it didn't, but definitely deserved it because it was fantastic. So that is Knives Out, which is 26 on my list. Now 27 is my favourite Western, only just slightly above another Western, which is, that other Western is Unforgiven, Clint Eastwood's Unforgiven. But I like this one more. I'm a really big fan of Kevin Costner, and I like what he did with this film. And that is Wyatt Earp, obviously, as I said, starring Kevin Costner. Dennis Quaid and Gene Hackman, who plays his father. Sorry, I will apologise if you can hear the dog in the background. He's very loud and he just barks at random things. So apologies for that. But anyway, I'll continue. Yeah, I think this is just a fantastic film. It is very long, but I don't think it suffers from pacing issues. Me personally, others may find pacing issues with it, but I don't personally. But I just think it's really well done. Obviously, it is based on a true story. We don't know how much of it actually happened because it happened so long ago. I'm sure some of it has been documented somewhere, but I do really like historical films, and this is a great one. So, Wyatt Earp, yeah, that's number 27 on my list. Number 28 is there's lots of my favourite films from the last couple of years. Another one of my favourite films which you've just seen, because I'm showing it now, from 2018, Bohemian Rhapsody. Rami Malek gives, again, a great performance as Freddie Mercury. And I do slightly prefer this over Rocket Man. I know people always say, oh, I prefer this between both of them, because obviously whilst Dexter Fletcher didn't really, he directed some of this, he had to come in and take over from Bryan Singer because I think he was fired, and then he did the whole of Rocket Man. But I think this is done well. I prefer this because I don't think the musical in Rocket Man, the musical theme is as good as just telling a straight up biopic. And I just really find this story interesting. I think everyone was cast perfectly, and it's just a really great film that I would recommend anyone, even if you're not a fan of Queen. It's still a great film, and you will probably, after watching this, want to listen to Queen's music because of this story is so great. But yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody, really good. Number 28. Number 29 on my list is one of the first, maybe this was the second Tim Burton film that I actually liked, which I watched for the first time last year, and that's Big Fish, which is my favourite Tim Burton film, and I just think it is absolutely fantastic. I think Ewan McGregor is basically good in anything he's in. Albert Finney's fantastic in this. Obviously, you've also got Billy Crudup, who doesn't really do much for this film. Same goes with Jessica Lange. They're both good, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely, the film is Ewan McGregor and Albert Finney. They steal the film. And obviously it's about a man who is, I don't know if it's spoiling it, I don't think it's spoiling it, it might say. Let's just say he's ill, and his son's come to see him, and they don't really get along. They haven't really spoken for a long time, and that is because his father always tells tall tales, tells extraordinary tales that clearly have never happened. But then he sits down and talks to his son and actually opens up his eyes to what actually happened. And even if nothing ever did really happen, who knows? Yeah, just a fantastic film that I would definitely recommend watching if you've not seen it. I believe this is getting a 4K release at some point this year. Might be one that I do actually get on 4K because it does deserve it, because it is such a great film. But yeah, Big Fish is number 29. And the final film in this part of the video, which is my number 30, is Backdraft, directed by Ron Howard. Obviously stars Kurt Russell, and I think is it Billy Baldwin? Yeah, Billy Baldwin. Also Robert De Niro and Donald Sutherland. Really good fire film. Probably, I know there isn't really many fire films to go off of, but this is the best that I've seen. Great drama as well. Great performances from both Kurt Russell and Billy Baldwin. And yeah, I really like the film. Like the story. Like that it's not just about firefighters, it's about family as well. And yeah, really underrated film from, I think, 1991. Yeah, that definitely would recommend checking out if you have not seen it already. And that is it. That is 21 to 30. I do hope you enjoyed this video. My next video, which I may have another video up today actually, because I am expecting some deliveries, so if they come today, as soon as I get them I will do an unboxing video for them. If not, that will more than likely be tomorrow. But I will also have another video either tomorrow or Wednesday of my 31 to 40. There's only 2 more left, and then I'll have to think of other video ideas. because I've not got really any at the moment. So as I say, as always, if you comment down below any video suggestions, I will make those videos if I can. And yeah, that's it. So if you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. You can also dislike the video if you didn't like it, but if you didn't like it, let me know in the comments what you didn't like about it, and I will try and improve on it in the next video. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and turn the notification bell on if you want to know when I've got a new video up, because I don't post on a schedule, so I could have a video up at any point during any day. And also, just if you want to comment down below, I will get back to anyone that comments, because I appreciate anyone that takes the time to comment. Again, I do want to apologise for the dog in the background for some of this video. He won't shut up. Even if I went down and said anything, he won't shut up. I don't have a clue what he's barking at. As I say, the majority of the time, he just barks for the sake of barking, not barking at anything particular. So apologies for that, but hopefully that will not be the case in the next video. But yeah, until next time, thank you for watching, take care, goodbye.